This is what we were rocking back in 1980. Remember they had the words and stuff to the music. My man Prince. They had the words to the music in here. Y'all remember that? Y'all remember? This is when I used to be a pack rat, y'all. This is when I used to be a pack rat. But a neat one.
Ice in my veins, I've been driving this train. Years in this lane, there's no stopping this flame. Cause I came.
I'm gonna show you, they're doing construction on it. But this is where I got my first, well, only hate mail. Welder, y'all. Engineer school. I'm just going to do a background with me, with the barracks in the background. What's up, beautiful people? What's up? What's up? It's been over 30 years. 30 years since I visited Courthouse Bay here in North Carolina. And I can't believe how far we were out. Young Marines going to school. I was a welder. The year was 1980. I was a welder here at Courthouse Bay. One of the best damn welders to come from out of here. This has got to be the barracks. They're fixing it up. If I recall, it's the first barracks when you come into Horse Creek. I mean, as I recall, it's the first barracks when you come into Courthouse Bay on the right. Wow, it's been a long time since I've been here. For those of you all who are from here, do y'all remember those grills that you would get? A lot of those grills were made from the students here at Courthouse Bay. But let me show you around, and then I'm going to show you the engineer school, and then I'm going to show you the ladder. It was 1980 when I received this hate mail. It was from, I discovered it was from another Marine, male Marine. And I was staying here on the first deck. And if you're watching, Fly Beautifully fam, if you see someone in the comments named Sharon, Sharon was one of my first roommates here at Courthouse Bay. Sharon, do you remember what I had us do? Check this out, y'all. Our instructors, we were having inspection the next day. So one of our black instructors was like, yeah, you know, I want to check out what y'all gonna have, you know, your uniform and all this kind of stuff, right? So me, being the rebellious one, I don't need nobody to check my stuff because my stuff is always on point. What do? I get with Sharon and my other roommate and like, oh, he wants to see what we're wearing tomorrow. Put your best lingerie out. Lay it out on the cot. So we laid our lace, songs, and all that kind of stuff out on our military cot, y'all. And so when he entered the next morning for inspection, he couldn't help but laugh. And he knew exactly whose idea it was. But I had some good times here, you all. Some good times. Let me go ahead and show you. Courthouse Bay. Courthouse Bay. I can't remember my room number. You know, like I say, it's been since 1980, but I stayed on the very first deck. And if I'm not mistaken, right across the street was our club. Boy, let me tell you what was playing at the club during this time. This is where I learned all my rock and roll music, because I had a radio in the barracks, but it only had one radio station. And it was a lot of rock and roll. But Eric Clapton, he was the stuff. Pink Floyd was the stuff. SOS Band. Oh man. We had a good time here at Courthouse Bay, 1980. Wow. Amazing. This is where I learned how to drill. Yes. Especially do monkey drills. We had a gunnery sergeant that used to give us monkey drills, and oh my goodness, I learned from the best. But I'm gonna go ahead and I wanna take a picture of the engineer school. And I can't take you any further because it's been a long time. I don't know the area like that, and I see they're doing a lot of construction. Before I set the stage for you as to how, what led me to receive this letter, I want to tell you that it was 1980. It was 1980, and I was here. And you have to remember, this is the South. And within that time frame, at Camp Pendleton, a young black woman Marine was unlived in her rack because she was speaking with someone or having a relationship with someone other than black. Okay, so let me tell you this. I was a young Marine, fresh out of high school. I graduated high school in June and was on the delayed entry program. And as I was on the delayed entry program, I went to boot camp in December, okay, and graduated February 14th on Valentine's Day. So I went on to Courthouse Bay after boot camp because that was going to be my school. My school, my MOS school at the time was 1316 Welder. Oh yeah. Under the teachings and the instructions of Staff Sergeant Shropshire, Staff Sergeant Garrett, Master Sergeant. There was another Master Sergeant there and other Staff Sergeants as well. But those were my main instructors. They were welders, excellent, outstanding welders. And the apple don't fall far from the tree. But anyway, let me go ahead and get on with this letter. Let me just set the stage for you. I arrived at Courthouse Bay after boot camp, and after having time home and stuff like that, leave time. So when I arrived at Courthouse Bay, I was a young Marine, young female Marine. And at the time, we had checks. So there was no direct deposit or anything like that. You get your check, you go and pick up your check. You get your check the 15th and the 30th and so forth. And, you go to the exchange or whatever and you cash it. Once you cash your check, you do your thing, right? Well, I was a student at Courthouse Bay, 1316 welder. Yes, I came out the top percentage of my class. Therefore, I was able to um, have a say in my duty stations. The duty stations that they had available after you completed your classes, you can select from before others can because you were in the top percentile of your class. Okay? So that's how that worked. Now, check this out. And as I said earlier in the video, some of you all who live here, still live here, or who are natives of Jacksonville, North Carolina, remember those grills you were getting and stuff like that? Those big gallon grills? Yeah, we were doing those. Anyway, back to this letter. When I arrived at Courthouse Bay, not shortly after I arrived at Courthouse Bay, I met a Marine who was Italian and Indian. And he was the first person that I had actually met from Rhode Island. It's a small place, right? Small state. So he was the first person that I met from Rhode Island. And we started to, just become familiar with each other and everything. I'm a young, like I said, young Marine there. I'm not, I'm tied to anyone. So, like, as I said, he was Italian and Indian. Oh my gosh, he was absolutely gorgeous, but very humble. He was also like a fuse ball. Forget my accent, you all, but like a fuse ball champ back home or whatever. But he was very into foosball. And so whenever we had a club right across the street, an enlisted club, the one I was telling you about that I learned all my rock and roll stuff from. Well, we had an enlisted club, and they had a foosball there. So that's how he taught me how to play foosball. So, like I said, he was a gentleman, very humble, and so forth. Okay, fast forward to March 2nd, 1980. I returned from that enlisted club to find a letter at the foot of my barracks door. As a matter of fact, it had snowed that year here in North Carolina, and there was a dust of snow on the ground. So without further ado, let me go ahead and read this letter to you. I picked up the letter. I went in my barracks, walked in my barracks, and began to open and read the letter. And it said, March 2nd, 1980, to my first name, government name. Never in my life have I ever seen my race so discredited as you've shown us in the few days that you've been here at Courthouse Bay! Exclamation mark. I wonder what were your reasons for joining the Marine Corps? Question mark. To see how many men you can pull. Evidently is in parentheses. The Negro race seems too low for you! Exclamation mark. I wonder what your parents would say if they ever knew exactly what you're doing. But then again, maybe they do know. Anyway, this letter is for your own good, because personally, we believe that you'll end up like the rest of these so-called young ladies. So-called is underlined twice. So get your ish together and stop shortchanging your damn self. This letter may not mean anything to you now, but one morning when you're awakened by the daylight, you'll see where we're coming from. And then in parentheses, hopefully, from Bruce and Bernard. Bruce and Bernard, y'all. Bruce and Bernard. Apparently, it was 2 Marines involved. Room number 6, number 106, Basic Metal Workers, 280. I must tell you, too, 2 weeks before graduation, I was set back in another class due to an emergency appendectomy. An emergency appendectomy 2 weeks before graduating with my first class. But nonetheless, when I got into that class, I graduated top percentile. So that was the letter. And of course, that's Bruce and Bernard, right? Now, there were 2 letters, and I believe another one was an apologetic letter. So, I got that letter because I eventually discovered who it was, and, because I'm Inspector Clouseau. So as I discovered who it was and everything with my investigation skills, I don't remember if it was before I received this second letter or in between my investigation into trying to figure out who it was that led me, led this, right? So here is March 4th, 1980, and it's Dear by my first government name. Okay, now this is the letter, this is the second letter from Bernard Andre Morel, room number 106. So this is an apologetic letter. First, they were furious with me because I was seeing a gentleman who was Italian, mixed with Italian and Indian. So now here is his letter. Dear so-and-so, never have I had the pleasure of showing of hold on. So this had to be, I had to have found out, and then I got this letter. So this is March 4th, 1980. Never have I had the pleasure of sharing a conversation that was as beautiful as the person whom I was speaking of. You are definitely the type of person who comes from the high beauty up above. To me, babe, how about that? You're one of a kind. The type of young lady that I gladly call mines. Mines is underlined twice with an exclamation mark. No matter where you are, no matter where you may go, this I always want you to know, that you're as beautiful as the rising sun, and watching you is only half the fun. Now, there's a couple of little blemishes on here, little yellow blemishes, but it doesn't interfere with the writing. He goes on to say, it's a shame that dreams aren't real, nor are emotions that we sometimes feel. Yet it's more than a pleasure to know about this feeling I'm about to show. It's also kind of true that I'm kind of fond of you. So corny, huh? He didn't say that. Please stay forever sweet. Remember me no matter who you may meet. I can't tell you why yet. It just seems like magic whenever I see you. I wonder about what I'm feeling and what are you feeling the something too. And are you feeling the something too? Anyway, you can probably be the hand that guides me or anything else. And I definitely, but defiantly, this is he spelled it DEFIENTLY twice, okay? Wouldn't mind you being beside me. Stay sweet for me with an X. Sincere love, Bernard Andre Morel, number 106. That's his room number, y'all. P.S. Excuse my smear marks, babe. The only tear stains I wiped away with my cologne. That's what the smear mark, the little smudge marks. And I'm going to show you this letter to show you all I'm not lying. I'm not a liar. And I'm not a thief. Okay? So, years and years and years ago, umpteen years ago, you all remember, I know y'all old heads remember these envelopes. Do y'all remember these envelopes? Do y'all remember these envelopes? Okay. Y'all remember these envelopes? Y'all remember these envelopes? I'm just hiding my name. Y'all remember these envelopes? Okay. I want to show you that I'm not lying. Let me show you the other envelope too, the other letter too. One thing I don't do, and also one thing about me is I always come with black and white. Always come with receipts. Always come with receipts. You see, I always come with receipts. Always come with receipts. Don't play with me. Basic metal worker is a welder. And I can tell you, I do not even remember to this day who that person was or is. Neither am I interested. But I just want to let you all know that I've gone through it all. I've been there, been there, done that and done that. Not too many things that people do surprise me nowadays or in the future. But I want to let you all know to please be careful, males and females, because not only have that has happened to me, I've been stalked before as well. And I mean, a person moving from one state to California to where I'm at. But that's a different story. I probably never tell that story time. But if you like to hear some more story times on anything, I'm pretty much an open book, okay? So if there's anything that you all want to, want me to do as far as on my channel, please let me know. I really appreciate any of your feedback, and I thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and that's one of the reasons that I wanted to say too, is that I don't like mistaken identity, and I get that a lot. Everywhere I go, I get, isn't that so-and-so's cousin? You look like so-and-so's aunt. You look like so-and-so's mom. Oh, you just like so-and-so. And I've even had people a person to mistake my identity here to ask me if I was from here. I mean, ask me, didn't you live over there on Belfort? No, ma'am. And if she persisted, I had to say, ma'am, I'm not even from here, and she had the nerve to say, are you sure that you are not such and such? I do not like mistaken identity, because there's usually more things that happen that is negative than positive. So, no, I am not that person. I am my own individual. But please, for you new If you're new to my channel, please know that I do mukbangs, ASMRs, lip sync. No, I don't know. If you're new to my channel, please know that I do mukbangs, ASMRs. I have a character, Usher Sister Essie Mae. She is the head usher of the church. Very Christian, but semi-liberal usher. In the terms of, she believes that everyone should live their life the way that they feel accordingly, as long as they're not breaking any rules or God's rules. I also have a segment which I call Ask Flawed Beautifully, where I just make up questions and I just answer them because I know that someone out there is going through that or has been through it. As I said, I'm pretty much open. Please like, comment, subscribe, and share. And if you have any stories while you served, male or female, while you served, not just served in the United States Marine Corps, but while you've served in the military, go ahead and put your comments down below and let me know. I love to hear them. I answer all my comments. You know, it's not like I have a whole lot of subscribers, but I want to thank you. And I'm on a countdown to having my strikes released. And I'm so grateful for that because it has kind of hindered me in the sense to where it demotivated me to put out videos consistently, because I have to see that every time I upload that I have been that I have a strike, a couple of strikes. But God be the glory. I know they'll be lifted within a few days, and I'm just thankful and grateful for that. And for you all out there who I see that you put Fair Use Act and all that on your videos. I see the stream going on there. But I want to caution you, and some of you all have been on YouTube far longer than I have. Far longer than I have. But I'm going to tell you, just because you put up copyright, the Fair Use Act and all of that, that person can still strike your videos, okay? Ask for permission. Y'all have a blessed day.